Okay, now we're recording. And what you see is over here on the meter window, and I've got this set to a 45 meter, okay? So you see that the Aussie was actually oversold this morning, okay? So we see that at, roughly, let me put the crosshair on here, roughly about 5:15 this morning we made a double bottom on the RSI, okay, because this is based on the RSI. We have made a double bottom, and it was oversold because it's under -50. So that alerted me, hey, you need to go look at the Aussie, okay? So when I went and looked at the Aussie, we start getting in this yellow dot. Now that yellow dot, if you look below it, has magenta histogram bars, okay? Now, right now, looking at it, it's small like it is. It actually looks like a flat peak, but it's not. It's actually a pointed top. If you stretched it out, you can see that it goes up and comes down, and that gives us a pointed top. Okay, so this told me it's more than likely going to retrace back to the ATR. Now we have a trade set up that is called Buddha. Now that tells me that if I go down to the 3-minute, this line is red and it is going to go up to the ATR, okay? So the ATR over on the 3-minute, and I'm going to enlarge it for you, goes from red to blue. Now the ATR is this small little plus sign, and it flipped, is what we call it, and it flipped from red to blue, okay? It moves up, it comes back to test the ATR, it does it on diverging volume. Now this diverging volume might be hard for y'all to spot, and the reason is that in this one it is an inside bar. I'm looking at the total sellers that are below the zero line, okay? So from here to here we had approximately 262 sellers. Then on the next bar from the zero line to where it ended was at 189, okay? That is divergence. So you could have entered this trade, you were risking 7 ticks, Clipper 1 was 15 ticks. Now, would I have waited for Clipper 1? No, because actually on this bar we got a magenta peak that said this could pull back to where my entry was. Does everybody understand that? And this is something that was just really unique that happened right before I had the room open, and I wanted to make sure that everybody understood that, okay? Did I get a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio? No, not in this scenario. I let the price tell me, hey, we may pull back and I would lose whatever potential profits I had. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in what I do have, okay? Everybody understand that? Now, notice that I did not go long just because I had an RSI value that was telling me the market was oversold. I still have entry criteria. If that was the case, if you didn't think, well, the hash mark slightly increased on this one, and I mean, to me that would have been minute, but if you were looking at that and said it, on the next bar, who controlled it? Was it buyers or sellers? Exactly. It was buyers, okay? So even if you were hesitant on this one, the next bar, really told you, hey, buyers stepped in, okay? And it actually formed a double bottom there, okay? Everybody understand that? Because I thought that was just a great scenario that was on the live edge of the market. And it just so happened that it came in right before the trading room opened. Okay, so we're going to start off with crude this morning. Remember, if you are trading crude, you do have a 10:30 market report this morning. Now, as it stands right now, crude is at the ATR on the 180-minute chart, okay? So a lot of times these ATRs will hold. So I would be very hesitant about going long right at an ATR on the 180-minute chart. Here you are going down. ADX is at 61. On the 720, you're also going down. Even though you have made this retracement, I would be hesitant to take any trade while that is at the ATR. You are moving up on the lower time frames. Could this ATR cause a reversal on these shorter term charts? Yes, it can. Yeah, because I can see the gaps in the crude. And that's probably why, Dave. Let's see. Let's go and look at the ES because that's the next one in my market analyzer, and I'm just clicking on them. So we're moving up. We're moving up. And let me shrink that back down. We are moving up. We've not fully completed this retracement. We've missed it by 2 points, basically, a little less than 2 points. Came back to the ATR over here. I would think it's going to go up. The only thing I see that could potentially stop it today from going up would be a 12-minute ATR at 2048.5. But overall, it just looks like it's going to be another up day on the ES. And we've been hitting record highs, so, you know, until this market turns, I'd be going long. Okay. Any questions on that, guys? To me, that's fairly easy. You are in a very strong uptrend. Okay. So to me, it's just up, up, up. On the future side, yeah, I'd wait for that 12-minute to be broken. You did have, if you were watching it, you had an entry here. You also had an entry here earlier this morning. Okay. But what we're dealing with now, I would want this ATR to be broken because you are, you know, pretty much within 1 point of that ATR. Okay? If it bounces down, that could be enough to stop you out on the future side. Let's go look at the DAX. Okay, on the DAX 1440, you are moving up. We had a beautiful up movement from the ATR on the 720. You are moving up here. This magenta peak here did not cause a retracement to the ATR. It just tells me that's a strong uptrend. You are moving up here and you are moving upwards on the 12-minute. The only thing that it has to do right now is flip the ATR. And this is the important thing to remember with these ATRs. It will flip the ATR on the 3-minute, but then it will come back and test the blue ATR. Okay, that's what I would be waiting on as it stands right now, because I don't see anything that tells me this market's going to move down. You know, could you watch for a magenta peak here? Yes, but I don't see any signs that that magenta peak is going to come in. You are not above 70 over here, so it's not telling me that it's overbought. You're not overbought on the 45 minute either. On the 720, Chris? Why wouldn't you enter it when it went back to the ATR? It didn't matter to me whether there was a magenta peak on that. It was at an ATR. What's your lowest point of risk? The ATR. And they really did try to break it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And all 4 times that price bar closed above the ATR. Okay? That's very substantial. Good morning, Soon. Any questions on the DAX? Okay, let's go look at gold. Okay, in gold, you do have a congestion dot up here at 1210.7. It has managed to close above this congestion dot. I would still be expecting it to retrace back to the ATR because normally when it breaks it, it will then come back and test it. Okay? So that's what I would be looking for. On the 180-minute chart, again, you are moving up. You came back to the ATR here, and they did it on increasing selling volume, but they were unable to break that ATR. Okay? You do have an ATR up above you on the 12-minute. I would probably wait and let this get back to this ATR. But from the looks of it, personally, from what I'm seeing, it may go down today. Okay? You've made a high here. Right now, you're making a lower high over here. You've already made a lower high over here. To me, it's just not looking like it's going to go up right now, guys. Now, some of that's based on experience just from seeing, price charts. So let's go look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is kind of more of the same. The only difference on the NASDAQ, guys, is you are at 70.6 on the 720 minute. That's considered to be overbought. So you've got 68 over here moving up, 70 here moving up. Over on the 180-minute chart, you are still moving up. You do not have any magenta whatsoever in here. You don't have any sellers in there either. Right now, the most substantial thing on the NASDAQ is that 45-minute ATR. Seems to be holding price up, okay? That's what I would be focused on today. And what I would actually do is I would take this ATR value, which is at 42.34, more or less, and I would put it right there over on my 12-minute chart. So you've got an ATR down here and you have an ATR up here, okay? Until it decides which direction it's going, I probably wouldn't touch that market. Everybody understand that? Now, if you just go short, okay, because it's overbought at the moment, you could lose a lot of money doing that. That's counter trend trading. I love counter trend trading, okay? But there is criteria that we have to watch for these counter trend trades to come in. Everybody understand that? In this case, if we were to get a magenta peak over on the 720-minute chart, we would want to see the 45-minute chart go from blue to red on the ATR. Then it would need to go back and retest that ATR on diverging volume. What if it retraces in the 3-minute to the ATR on diverging volume and then take the trade up? I just wouldn't do it, Christian. You know, to me, this is not the best setup today. I already know that you have resistance here and you have support down here. I'm just not interested in that trade. Patience is a virtue, you're right. And I will be patient when I see things like this. Does everybody understand that? Yeah, a lot of times because we're traders, we're supposed to be trading. That's what we get paid for. We also get paid for not trading because we don't want to take the bad trades. And that's just as much about trading as being in the trade. All right, let's go look at the Russell. Hey, guys, I'm looking at the Russell first this morning, even before the Dow. Okay, we have been retracing back to the ATR here. It's at 1154.7. It's come within, what, a little over 6 points away from that. We have managed to flip the ATR on the 720-minute chart. We may see that go back and test that ATR. They're trying to find out if it's acting as resistance or not. Over on the 180-minute chart, I'm not seeing a lot of sellers in here. So far it's moving back to this ATR. Okay? You also have a congestion dot here. Now, if we shrink that up a little bit and we look at this congestion dot, what we want to see is as volume approaches this congestion dot, do buyers step in or do sellers step in? In other words, do buyers decrease and sellers are increasing? What happens at that congestion dot? Because what happens at this congestion dot could push it back down. Then again, they could just soar right through it. Okay? On the 12-minute, you did pull back to this ATR. I had a nice divergence there to the upside. No entry over on the 3-minute. And that would be kind of customary, okay? Because the Russell is not a true 24-hour market. Normally, I only trade the Russell. If I trade it, and that's not very often, it would be after 9:30 in the morning. Does everybody understand that? Any questions on the Russell? Okay, and let's go look at the Dow. The Dow's sort of like one of my favorite markets. It ranks right up there with the DAX for me lately. And here we're moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up. I actually entered the Dow when it came back and tested right here. I entered a few minutes right before the room. I did it in a binary option. Here we've got diverging volume. It is going back now to test the ATR. Here we very well may get a pullback to this ATR, and that would be an entry on the future side. Okay? So why did I enter early? Because I'm trading the 45-minute chart. I'm out for the duration of the day on a binary option. Do spreads on the Dow seem more profitable than the ES and NADEX? I don't know because spreads are not something I trade a lot. I do trade them when I'm expecting a major market move. Other than that, no. I went one level out. I don't remember, and I don't have it open right now, Chris. It seems like it was 760. It seems like. Um, I just can't remember, and I don't have it open since I'm in the room this morning. One strike price out. Now, if I didn't have the 12-minute ATR in the way, Chris, I may have staggered, one strike price out, two strike prices out. I've done that a couple of times this week. And I mean, to me, that's like the simplest form of trading because you're just trading with the trend. Yeah, you have the ATR on the 12 minutes in the way. You could see a bounce down off of this, and then it could go through. But I'm out for the duration of the day, so I just chose one strike price. I might come back after lunch and do another one. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see what happens between now and then. I actually wish that they would open the indices up for us to trade during London. I'm actually going to send Nadex an email about it. No, on my default for the session times, Artemin, I always use CME FX futures unless I'm doing forex. No, the Dow, the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and Russell do not open until 8 o'clock on the binaries. You can do the dailies, but I'm talking about the intraday binaries. So we should ask the ninja guy in the room today for the analyzer window. Yes, you can actually voice your desires is a good way to put it about that this morning, Dave. Well, thank you, Dave. And what we're talking about is the market analyzer currently, we designed the indicators to work on the time frames in columns, okay? And what we would like to be able to do in NinjaTrader is have crudes, 14, 47, 20, 180 in rows instead of via the columns. We could do a lot more with it if that were to happen. On the British pound this morning, they had a market report, and this was the result of that market report. It was a wide bar that went from 55.87 up to 56.70. It was about a 100-point move, I believe it was. And it was kind of ironic because from here to here there was volume divergence. From here to here there was volume divergence. And you can also see as they came back to test that low over here, you also had volume divergence from here to here. And all of that was actually available before the market report came out. You could see that the sellers were drying up. And a lot of times on these market reports, this is one reason I get up to trade London, you can see that they are positioning themselves prior to that market report. Now, is it because they were in the know or because, they have so insider information, especially on this one because it's been the same thing forever now, okay? What they were anticipating was the MPC official bank rate votes, and they were also doing the MPC asset purchase facility votes, okay? And, I've been watching this extensively, and, this has been the same for a while now. You can see it through here. It changed from August to September, not by much. And then it changed July to August a little bit, but not even very extreme. Yet they managed to do a 100 pip move in the British pound off of that. It's one of the reasons I like getting up and trading the London session, because some of these market reports, even though they're the same, actually you get good movements off of them. So it's kind of like, oh, that's cool. Now the other one I've been trading a lot lately is the USD JPY. And the reason I've been trading that one a lot is just because it's about like the indices. It's just up, 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 up. So as long as you're buying, or taking long positions or buying binary options, it's just up, up, up. And the amazing thing about the Japanese yen is if you're trading binaries on the USD JPY, they offer them every 4 pips. They're offering options. So think about it from 116.8 up to 117.60. How many 4 pips are in that, I'm not doing spreads. I'm doing binaries. And you can just literally take 4 pips at a time. And that, you don't have to limit it to just binaries. Binaries are great for learning to trade. But then when you go into the futures, a lot of the obstacles you've already overcome within the binaries. So it is actually very cool. Let's go and look at the Euro US dollar. Again, here on the 45-minute, do you see how it formed that congestion dot? These congestion dots are like your best friends, whether you know it or not. You see that it formed this row of congestion dots here. Okay, to me that said, well, if it's not going to go down, where should it go? It should go up, right? You got this slight pullback here. That was a minimal pullback, okay? Buyers stepped in on this bar, okay? This is 8:30 this morning. You have an entry up here if you weren't comfortable with here. You could have taken this one at 7:48 this morning. You had an entry over here at 5:12 this morning. You know, it's just been some really, really great entries on the forex market lately. It seems to be picking up some of the volatility again. And I've always loved trading the euro. So another one to look at is the euro yen. Let's see if it'll change for me. Again, trading a 180-minute chart. It's a beautiful entry here. You have an entry here. You have an entry here. That didn't pull all the way back. That missed it by about 15. You did have an entry over here. So, I mean, these are really beautiful trends right now on some of these. You could do futures, okay? You could do binary options. You could do a portion of it, okay? You could do a couple of futures and a couple of binary options depending on, you know, what your investment strategy is. Do I trade the out-of-the-money binaries on euro yen? Sure do. Will it pull back on 12-minute euro yen? Right now that's flat, so I would think that it would go back and try to test that top. That, not a good peak. I would still expect it to test that top. It's just not a real good peak right now. Yellow dot, is it magenta underneath? Yes, it is. Okay. With the 45-minute ADX at 86, yeah, but you got 84 over here, you got 86 over here, okay? This is because of what is going on in Japan. So these are super trends. They just came out with an announcement yesterday that Japan was going into a recession. Did anybody read that news? Okay, if Japan is going into a recession, okay, do you think the yen's going to go up? Wouldn't that be bad for our currency? And as bad as we think that we have it at the moment, actually the U.S. dollar, from what I'm seeing, is the strongest currency so far. And remember what I just told you a few minutes ago, guys? Okay, you just flip this ATR over here. It should come back and test this. This is at 73. This high is at 77. Do y'all see the correlation here? Yes, no, maybe, guys. I'm expecting this to test the high, right? And you have an ATR here at 73, which is 4 pips away from testing this high. Okay? That's what I would be looking for. Now the U.S. market opens, so let's go see what's going on with the Dow. It doesn't want to change for me for some reason. Ooh, we had a wide bar down this morning. The first thing I would be wondering is why the volume is so light on that wide bar. I do, Keith, and I was planning on that. I do have some stuff to do right after the meeting this morning. How about this afternoon? We're probably going to have to do a go-to meeting, Keith, so I can see what you're doing and see what the issue is. Say 3 o'clock. Is that good for you? Well, to me, it's more than just the white bar. What is happening on this wide bar is it makes the low. Okay. Do you see how when it made that low, the buyers came in and that delta went above? Okay. That's what I was watching. Okay. And a lot of times when I'm looking at this, Ashka, I actually watch and see if they start buying that low. Because it makes me wonder what they're doing. Do you understand that, Ash? Now you've had two wide bars over on the 3 minute. They came in strong on this one. And what are they doing again? They're buying that freaking low. Now, can you go in right now because they're buying that low? No, you cannot. Okay? You do have to wait until the bar completes to say, okay, yep, that's what they're doing. Yeah, finding support at the 180 ATR. I don't have my platform open, Christian. I haven't closed my binary position. I'm still in it. Do you see me panicking? Yeah, my risk is already capped. I did that on entry. That's why I like the binaries. Do y'all see how they bought that low? Now a 50% retracement from here down to here. It's probably going to be about here. You see the ATR on the 45-minute is still holding? I wouldn't be in it on futures, not at the U.S. market opening. Could this be a stop run? Yeah, it could. It's reasons like this that I wouldn't trade the market opening in the future side. I'd wait. Binaries, I don't have to do that, especially going out of the money. What I would like to see is on the 45-minute, I would love to see that delta go back above the zero line to show me that they came in and bought that low. I'm seeing it on the 3 and the 12, but the 45-minute is my trading chart. Okay, that's the one I'm in on the binary. Currently on the 45-minute, they went back and tested the congestion dot and the ATR. And they're not breaking it though. So far within this big bar on the 45-minute, sellers are winning by 159. This is where you really see the true auction process, as I like to say. It took me years to learn to have patience. It was not a quick fix. It did help because I did have 6 kids and they did teach me patience. But it did take a long time for me to actually develop the patience. And it takes it for anybody. Yeah, most sane people wouldn't have 6 kids. Don't know what possessed me other than I wanted a son. And I got him. I'm persistent. Yes, I am recording today, and I'm glad that I am because you can really see what's going on with the volume today. It's not many times that we are, on the live edge. Do you see how sellers came in on that last high there? It's a high because the bar's blue, right? Look at where the delta ended. It ended to the downside. What does that tell me? It tells me we should get a low, okay? And I'm not talking about lower than this low over here. I'm talking about it should come lower than 626. Does everybody understand that? They were able to hold on the 45 minute. I would say that's by the skin of their teeth. They barely held on to that bar. Okay? But would I be anticipating a low right now? Yeah, I would. Over on the 3 minute, I would say it would get to 625 minimum. And it may even go back and test the low right here. Now that's a more complicated trade setup that we have. That's based on we had a magenta peak. We were expecting it to retrace back to the ATR. But we are bright red over here, which tells us there is a potential for it to test this low at 17,606. And that is a more complicated setup. That's the reason you don't hear me refer to it in the trading room a lot. Just because it is a more complicated setup. You have to know the tools really, really well before you can do that type of trade. It looks like buyers are stepping back in. Right now, what I would be looking at is this volume bar compared to this volume bar. Can buyers actually come in stronger? No, so far they haven't. Total buyers is still lower than that first buying volume bar. And this is the key that most people don't understand. You need either a gray bar or a reversal bar, which we do not have yet. The little things that you can pick up in this free live trading room. Amazing. And this is where most people actually get reading volume wrong, is they don't know where to read the volume divergence. I read it at ATRs, congestion dots, when markets are overbought or oversold. Oh, thank you, Artemin. How many people in the room? Just type up your choices. 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. for the trading room. Just type up your choices. No, Eastern time. Oh gosh, everybody wants 9 o'clock. I've been doing it at 8. We have 1 8 and the rest are 9s. Yeah. Well, if we do 9, if we do 9 o'clock, I tell you what, we'll do 2 days a week at 8, 9, and 1 day a week at 9 o'clock. Or maybe 2 days at, I guess we could compromise and do 8:30. That's what I was thinking, Mike. Yeah, it really, I think it is too. And we could actually do 8:30. And then we could go into like 10 o'clock. As long as I have my trades in, I'll be all right. Now, this is the other mistake that a lot of traders make because they get involved in the moment. Okay, I'm going to mark these real quick so you'll see. So they're looking at red, okay? So you got red, red, and red, and they'll say, oh, there was divergence. No, there was not, because this low right here is not lower than this or this. It's not even close to it, okay? If it's close to it, it would be okay, but it's not even close to it. Well, they took out 25 like I thought they would. Now we can compare this to this, okay? Because this price bar is lower than this price bar. Okay, I'll change it in the room to 8:30, okay? And we'll just do 8:30 to 10. And that way you get some of the analogy before the market's open, as well as being able to watch the market open, and like we did this morning. Most of my trades I have set up by 8 o'clock, so. Yeah, I know 8:30 is early for a lot of people. And I was doing my trades at 9, but then I started doing them earlier, so it really won't matter. Do you see they're coming in and they're buying that low again, guys? Just gives me the shivers. I'm very animated today. Okay, sellers are winning by 7. Oh, now they're winning by 13. That's very true. Now, I am a morning person, so if I moved to California, I would really, really be in trouble because I get up, no matter where I am, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. That suits me on the East Coast. It does not suit me if I'm on the West Coast or if I'm in Frankfurt or anywhere else. It does not suit me very well. But on the East Coast, perfect. Well, you would read the blue for retracement back to the ATR, and you had divergence there. They're coming back now down to the downside. Elon's a really nice place. Now, what you would expect right now, Dave, is that they would retest this low. Okay, that's what I would be anticipating. But they got to get some more sellers in this market because right now they just don't have it. Do you understand that, Dave? And you can take that one step further because over on the 12-minute, do you see how the buyers came in and controlled that? I would expect it to go at least one tick above that bar. So I would say at 43, and it hasn't done that yet. But I would expect that. I'm actually watching both, Dave. This one had less volume overall than this one, and it also had a lower delta. Okay? This is where I'm saying we need to get some real selling in here for them to get back to test this low. Now, do you understand? Now, on the buyer side, as they tried to retrace back to this ATR, they came in strong here. They got weaker here on both limit and delta. Here they were weak on limit, but not on delta. Okay, so there's still some pros in there that were buying that. Okay, because they were able to control that bar. And that is absolutely correct. There's no trades right now. Now you can, and I'm just moving these little vertical lines across so y'all can see, and this just started building, so I'm reading this intrabar, guys, okay? Do you see how the buyers are stepping in on that low again? Now this one, you kind of look at the bar and you can see it, okay? Because the bar made a low and now is going up. But sometimes you see that on a bar that's totally down. And it's like, oh, that's so cool. And all you have to do, you see this gray number right here? That's all I'm watching, is to see who controls it. Right now it's being controlled by the buyers. If it goes negative, it's being controlled by the sellers. Christian, I would say this is just a lesson today in reading volume. You can't enter at this point at all. There's no trade there. Well, I hope it's worth reading. A lot of people like the book, so I hope it's worth reading. Sellers are not dominating right now. What, Christian? I have time elapsed. I have no idea. Sasha, which book are you referring to? Because I've got like three. I've got one on volume. I've got one on trading in general. I've got one on volume. And then I've got one on binaries. Yeah, the volume book is really good. You're still not getting a lot of strong sellers here, guys. Recording this morning, Christian? I guess an hour. We started at 9 o'clock. Well, I did an article in video for Traders World too. I think it's posted up on the website. If you go to tradersworldexpo.com, you'll see it. I think one of the biggest mistakes a lot of traders make is they actually believe that it's easy to read the volume. And I know the book makes it seem that way, but on the live edge, it gets much, much harder. Good morning, Elliot. I'd like everyone to welcome Elliot from Ninja Trader in the room this morning. He is actually going to be talking to us about Ninja Trader. We were just sitting back watching it, Elliot. I'm going to make you the presenter. And, wait a minute. Nope, I didn't want to do that. Okay, I can hear you.
Okay,
But
good.
let me make me the presenter again so I can show my
Yes,
screen.
that's perfect.
So, sorry about that. Let's see.
I had seen your screen before. There it is.
There we go. So, can everyone see my screen?
I sure can.
Okay, everybody can see it. Okay. Um, I'm going to turn it over to Elliot. He is with NinjaTrader, and he's going to be talking to us today about NinjaTrader and the benefits of NinjaTrader in their broker. So, Elliot, I'm going to sign over to you, and I'm going to mute my microphone.
Sounds good. Gail, first just wanted to thank you for inviting me back to address the audience. I want to also thank everyone for their time. I don't take it lightly that I'm taking up part of the trading day to tell you a little bit more about NinjaTrader brokerage. I promise I will keep the discussion brief. I really just want to give a little background information for the changes at NinjaTrader and becoming a brokerage firm and what the reasons behind that were, and then what the benefits to the trading community are. And I'll open it up for questions as well, and then I'll give it back to Gail to focus more on the markets. So with that being said, I'll jump right in. What you'll notice on the screen that Gail has up, NinjaTrader brokerage, you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, and if you scroll down a little bit, Gail, you'll see at the bottom left corner there's a risk disclosure. You can click on that link and see the full CFTC risk disclosure. That's on every single page of the NinjaTrader brokerage website. You know, this is really meant to make sure that investors and traders understand the risks of futures trading. We certainly want to make sure that you're using risk capital for your futures trading, as futures trading does contain substantial risk and is not for every investor. Only risk capital should be used, and those with sufficient risk capital should consider futures trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results, and one of the more important items of the risk disclosure is understanding the effects of leverage. You know, there is a high degree of leverage provided by brokers with day trading margins, and even overnight margins by the exchange provide you with a good deal of leverage, and you should understand how that affects you and what the risks are. And if you ever have any questions, don't ever hesitate to give us a call and we can talk you through those things. So coming back to the reason for the webinar, is really to give you a little more background for the NinjaTrader brokerage. The driving force behind NinjaTrader becoming a brokerage really comes down to customer experience. NinjaTrader has years of receiving customer feedback about their brokerage partners and has had somewhat limited control over how to improve the trader's overall experience beyond that trading platform that they're so well known for. If you read the NinjaTrader CEO letter, you'll see that he really drives home that point, that introducing NinjaTrader brokerage services gives NinjaTrader the ability to control the customer experience at a much higher level. And I'll talk about that in three components. The first item is sort of front of mind for all traders, and that's commission rates. You know, it's when NinjaTrader became a brokerage and launched in July, the focus with the executive team was definitely delivering a deep discount commission rate for the benefit of the trading community, but also to put a lot of pressure, obviously, on the competitors within our industry, the other brokerage firms. The plan there was we wanted to disrupt the brokerage industry. And we think we've done that with our deep discount commissions. Gail, if you click on the green box there, great. And I'll go through each one of these commission rates, although you should also understand one of the things that NinjaTrader is focused on is not just delivering a deep discount commission rate, but we also want to make sure that we're educating customers and providing transparency so that you can make comparisons between what you're currently paying, or if you're looking at other brokerage firms, being able to make an apples-to-apples comparison. You know, the difficulty for traders, especially new traders, is that brokerage firms have the ability to display commissions in multiple different ways. It can be per contract or per round turn. It can be including clearing cost, or you can remove the clearing cost. You can put the exchange fees in, you can take those out. The technology fees, you can put those in or take them out. I mean, there's a number of different ways to display what a customer is paying, and that's what makes it confusing and difficult for a customer to really make a clear comparison. So I'm going to go through our rates, and then I'll show you a way to be able to make some comparisons and really understand these total costs. The way I always explain it to customers is you should take your trading account seriously enough to treat it like it's a business. And it's more interesting, I suppose, to focus on the revenue of your trading business, meaning focusing on the methodology that can deliver profits, deliver revenue for your trading business. But you also need to focus on the trading expense, and that really does come down to software, third-party indicators, education, as well as commissions, and that's why I think it's so important that customers understand the details of the commission rate, because it is going to be one of your major costs for your trading business. So with that being said, we have, upon launch, we took the approach of providing commission rates based on your NinjaTrader license type. So if you are a NinjaTrader lifetime license holder, you've made a strong commitment to NinjaTrader by purchasing NinjaTrader outright, and we are making a very strong commitment to you by offering 53 cents per contract for our lifetime license holders. If you are a platform lease, meaning you're leasing the platform on a quarterly, semi-annual, or annual basis, then your per contract fee is 73 cents per contract. Still extremely competitive within the industry. I think you'll find actually 73 cents is even challenging to beat. 53 cents is something that is usually reserved for the higher volume traders, but there are no volume requirements on any of these rates. And then if you're using the free direct edition platform, then you're paying 95 cents per contract. Again, still very competitive within the industry. When you look at firms like Interactive Brokers and TradeStation, that 95 cents is still cheaper in many respects. So what does this mean in terms of what your total trading cost is? Gail, if you can click on all available markets on the left-hand side. What you'll see here is a spreadsheet that we've tried to lay out to provide lots of detail. You may have to blow this up a little bit. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to use the second row, which is the ES, just because it's one of the most popular contracts. What we try to do is the first few columns that, oh, that's great, thank you. The first few columns that are under the header individual fees, we broke it down so you can see what these individual fees are. So the exchange fees for the E-mini S&P 500 is $1.15 per contract. The NFA is 1 penny per contract, and using the lifetime rate, it's 53 cents per contract. If you total those up, you'll see under lifetime per contract, $1.69 per contract. I always like to quote things in round terms because unless you're an options trader, if you're getting into a position, you're eventually going to get out of the position. So that is buying one contract and selling one contract is a round turn. That would be $3.38. That's what you should see on your statement as your total trading cost, and that's what I mean by disrupting the brokerage industry. These are rates that were typically reserved for extremely high volume traders, and we're bringing that to the trading public for the lifetime license users. For the lease, that would go, instead of 53 cents, you're going to 73 cents per contract, and so that would go to $1.89 per contract, or $3.78 per round turn. And then for direct addition, per contract would go from 73 cents to 95 cents, so your per contract total is $2.11 per contract, or $4.22 per round turn. So when I say that commission is 53 cents, what's included in that commission line is your brokerage commission, your FCM clearing cost, and your technology routing fee. This is where I come back to there's a lot of different ways to display commission rates. What you want to be careful of when you're at other brokerage firms is looking at that bottom line. Look at your total trading cost to understand what you're paying, because you may see an introductory rate of, call it 25 cents a contract. Well, that may be 25 cents a contract that when you multiply by 2 to get per round turn, that's 50 cents. Then there's a technology fee, then there's a clearing fee, then there's the exchange fees and the NFA fees, and next thing you know, you're paying $4.50, $5, even $6, and the reality is your total trading cost is a lot higher than what we're showing the public with our 338 rate. So just make sure you understand those trading expenses. If you have any questions about your current statement, we've had a lot of customers send us their statements so that we can help walk them through what their total trading cost is, so that you don't get any surprises when you receive your first brokerage statement from NinjaTrader. I do see a question coming in, are these rates for Rhythmic and CQG? These are for CQG, for Continuum, and Rhythmic would be 30 cents per round turn more, so 15 cents per contract. You'll see at a lot of other brokerage firms, Rhythmic is 25 cents per contract. We are only charging 15 cents per contract, or 30 cents per round turn. So that does include data. So when you're talking about the CQG data, it does include the data and routing fees. What you do want to understand is we do have an inactivity fee. So if you don't trade, if you access live data and don't trade throughout the month, then there is a $25 inactivity fee for the month. But if you trade just one contract for the month, that's waived. So that only comes into play if you don't trade one contract for the entire month. And the reason we did that is we incur a cost for each user that logs in to live data, and whether they trade or not, we incur a cost. And so really the whole reason we put the minimum at just one contract is just to prevent abuse. So if you do any trading, one contract, you're exempt from that $25 inactivity fee. All right, so Gail, we can move on from commissions. I do want to point out one other spreadsheet. If you click on margins on the left-hand side, all available contract details, and then the PDF, download PDF there. Great. This is a resource that I recommend not only for prospective customers but also for current customers, because it really puts a lot of information in one spreadsheet for you. We have extremely low day trading margins. In fact, we just lowered some of our day trading margins. We lowered gold GC to $1,000 per contract. CL, the crude oil, we moved to $1,000 per contract. The FDEX, we moved to $2,500 per contract. So we've just recently lowered a few of those contracts. But this spreadsheet shows not only what the exchange requires for initial and maintenance margin for those of you who hold positions overnight. But it also has our day trading margins, what's referred to as intraday margin on the spreadsheet. We have our position limits. These position limits are just our standard template. So for the ES, you can see the second row, there's a position limit of 100. If you're a larger trader and you need more than 100 contracts at a time, you just let us know. We can increase that. This is a standard template just to somewhat protect clients from accidentally placing too big of a trade when they don't mean to, and to control risk for the clearing firm. But we can raise those position limits. It's just a matter of we do it on a case-by-case basis. This link for specs goes directly to the contract page for each one of these markets that's on the exchange website. And then we also have our all-in round turn rates. This is what I think is the best thing to look at. This is your total all-in license, your round turn rate, so you know exactly what you should be paying and you can balance that against your statement. So that being the first step towards improving the customer experience is providing a clear, transparent, low commission rate to the public. Next, if you click on support, you know, the NinjaTrader has always had a major focus on customer care, and for those of you who have used NinjaTrader for years now, have probably had some interaction with NinjaTrader support team, and it is something that, because of the focus on customer care, we've actually won awards for delivery of customer satisfaction, and we feel like the model for support has been built in a very effective way. But that being said, there is a different animal when it comes to the brokerage, because customers do want to have a phone call that a phone number they can just call in and get support. They want to make sure that there's an emergency 24-hour line to get a hold of someone, and those things are certainly in place. We have a 24-hour emergency desk. We also have live support from 7 a.m. Central Time to 5 p.m. Central Time. We still have our support model on the platform side that you can email us questions and you should get a response within 10 minutes. The point here is we want to make sure that you have the appropriate support regardless if your question is brokerage related or support related. The benefit to the trading community is that there's now one single source for support for both platform and brokerage questions. This is one of the things that when we talk about customer experience, that the feedback over the years has really been that the futures industry is very fragmented. You've got a data feed company, you've got a platform company, you've got the brokerage firm, the clearing firm, the exchange, a third-party educator or indicator, and the problem with it being so fragmented is when you have a question, who do you go to? You know, you call the broker, they say, oh, that's a platform question, you got to call the platform company. You call the platform company, they say, well, that's a data issue, you got to call that. You know, it really gets to be very frustrating and confusing for the customer. What NinjaTrader Brokerage is trying to do is simplify simplify life for the trader by providing one single source of support for both platform and brokerage questions. I do see some more questions coming in. I'm going to go through this last point on the customer experience, and I'll come back to answer these questions. So feel free to type any additional questions in. So lastly, the third component to the customer experience is platform enhancements. You know, I mentioned how the industry historically has been very fragmented. Well, there's also some technology differences between the futures industry and the equities world. The big equity firms like E-Trade and TD Ameritrade, they have one seamless interaction between your platform and your brokerage, meaning when you're in the trading platform, trading equities, you are also integrated with your brokerage account. And what we've seen over the years, and this is true for NinjaTrader as well, is that there's a difficulty of supporting many broker technologies, and so the trading platform has really been separated from the brokerage account. Now, you certainly use NinjaTrader for your execution and your analysis of the markets, but in terms of true integration with your brokerage account, that hasn't historically been true. Now that NinjaTrader is also the brokerage, there's ongoing development for things that will really shore up that integration between brokerage and platform. Things like NinjaTrader Mobile, server-side ATM strategies, trade simulation, account manager functionality. You know, it seems like such a basic thing, but it's not really true in the futures industry for most groups, that you should be able to interact directly with your brokerage account from the platform. So for example, you're in NinjaTrader, you should be able to request a wire from your account. You should be able to update your address. You should be able to get a message from the order desk alerting you that gold is going into delivery tomorrow. You should be able to request your 1099. You should be able to see a full trade history and get your brokerage statements. And that's where we want to take NinjaTrader, is a seamless integration between platform and brokerage. And, you know, even things like NinjaTrader Mobile, being able to walk away from your computer and still have clear access to your account with NinjaTrader Mobile, those things, all of those features that I mentioned are only going to be exclusive to NinjaTrader brokerage, because the technology forces that issue. You need to focus on one brokerage technology. So those NinjaTrader brokerage customers will have the benefit of these platform enhancements. For those of you who are not on NinjaTrader right now, we do offer a free demo. So you can get that right on the home page of NinjaTrader Brokerage. The demo comes with live data, so you can sign up directly on the home page. We also have a ton of product training webinars under the Education tab, and the training, we have 4 or 5 events per day that go through specific functionalities of the trading platform to help you learn how to use the trading platform effectively and for your specific trading. For those of you who are already using NinjaTrader, we know that everybody's excited about NinjaTrader 8 enhancements. There's a list of 500 major enhancements coming out with NinjaTrader 8. We expect to put that in the hands of customers in a beta later on this year, and we're excited to deliver on some really key functionality that customers have requested over the years. Just a couple of ones to mention: Superdome enhancements, being able to manipulate and move columns in the Superdome, being able to attach your order to an indicator on the dome or on the chart. Being able to expand your ATM strategies to beyond 3 targets, improving on alerts, tons of great chart enhancements, some simple items like workspace enhancements where you can tab between workspaces instead of opening up a new one, and some powerful performance improvements as well. Being able to take advantage of, if you have a quad-core machine, being able to take advantage of each processor to decrease the amount of work that your computer is doing. So that is everything that I wanted to go through. Hopefully you guys have seen that NinjaTrader has provided a very compelling reason to move your brokerage account over to NinjaTrader Brokerage. Certainly the commissions are a big driver, as these are extremely discounted rates for the trading community, but I do think that customer support and the platform enhancements are really 2 advantages that that over time as a customer will be something that will provide a lot of value for NinjaTrader brokerage customers. So let me get to some of these questions. What will the data fees? What will be the data fees when CME changes in January 2015? So it's a good question. So this is really true for all brokerage customers, whether you're at NinjaTrader Brokerage or another firm. These are CME exchange fees that are industry-wide. So these are not, one of the reasons I didn't mention these is, one, they don't really apply yet, and most customers are grandfathered in, so they don't pay those fees this year. But starting in January, these fees will go into effect for all customers throughout the futures industry that access CME. So this is true for regardless of your brokerage firm. And I wish CME was doing a better job of communicating this to the trading public so that the brokers didn't have to try to explain their fees to everybody. But that being said, most customers for NinjaTrader Brokerage, we estimate it'll be about 99% of our customers will be considered non-pro traders by the definition that CME is giving us. So the non-pro traders, it is $5 per exchange. And when I say per exchange, I'm only talking CME exchanges. So that's CME Globex, Board of Trade, CBOT, NYMEX, and COMEX. So those four, they would be $5 per exchange. That's for the full depth of market book, so you can see 5 levels deep on the Superdome. If you use all 4 exchanges, they give you what we call a bundled rate, which is $15 instead of the full $20. And for pro users, I don't know it off the top of my head, but I believe you're correct that I thought it was $85 per exchange. You have listed 82. I believe it's $85 per exchange, but you may be able to get a grandfathered rate of $42 per exchange, which again, that only applies to pro users. For most of you, that will not apply. You'll be at the $5 per exchange. If you believe you might be a pro user, and again, it's a very, very small percentage of our customers that are considered pro users, email us and we'll help you understand what those fees are. We certainly are going to be communicating within the next couple of weeks all of these fees so that you know how to minimize the effect of that, because you can choose one. So if you're only an ES trader and you only focus on the E-minis, then I would suggest you just sign up for the Globex and your fee would only be $5 per month. Again, these are exchange fees that will be across the board for every brokerage firm. These are not specific to NinjaTrader Brokerage. Who is our clearing firm? So our clearing firm right now is Dorman Trading. We've been using Dorman for about 8 years now. Very good reputation within the industry. We are opening up additional FCM relationships. We'll be putting out a press release probably early next year that announces additional relationships. But right now, current customers are all at Dorman, and we expect to continue to use Dorman going forward. How about giving the client a checking account like IB or TD? It's a little more, a little easier for those firms because they're also securities firms, and I don't expect us to offer checking account functionality in the near term, or I should say for the foreseeable future, so the next couple of years. We do expect near term, within the next couple of months, to be able to offer ACH to decrease the costs of depositing and withdrawing money from your account. So you will be able to take advantage of ACH very soon, but checking account functionality not likely to be something that we offer in the near term. NinjaTrader Mobile not available to lifetime license holders who clear elsewhere. Yeah, that is true. So it really comes down to how how the NinjaTrader Mobile interacts with the servers that are specific to a brokerage. It would be very challenging for us to offer NinjaTrader Mobile to the other brokerage firms that may have NinjaTrader customers. So that is correct. NinjaTrader Mobile will be available only at NinjaTrader Brokerage.
Elliot, the one thing that a lot of my clients, and I won't specifically, is on the market analyzer. And what it is, a lot of my clients, including me, keep either multi-charts or TradeStation because of the market analyzer. And you can see here we've designed some indicators that are, you have a 720-minute ADX over here and you have a 1440 ADX over here. Basically what we did is put the time frames in column format. And what we want to be able to do is add time frames in a row format. And this is something that all of us want added because we could do so much more with the market analyzer if we were able to get that. So some of the questions that you were seeing about the market analyzer, that's why you're seeing that question up there, is
Gotcha.
We want, you know, somebody from NinjaTrader that could say, hey, we could add this in the future. Because right now we have to keep another window open, you know, through another platform to be able to actually analyze different time periods on the same symbol.
I see. Okay. I tell you what, we have a really nice defined process to get feedback from our partners, from customers, to our development team, and then a priority list of, you know, these are all the items that we want to include in the next release. This may be something, I know that there is, have you inquired with the development team or with the platform team if this is already included in Ninja 8?
Well, yes, and it's not included in Ninja 8, and they gave us a support ticket, and customers have been writing in and using that support ticket. The problem is that when we write in, the people don't know about it. So okay, we just need a mechanism where we can all request the same thing, because it's really important, because we trade 20 to 30 markets. And I love the fact that you've added in the tab workspaces. I think that's going to be great. But to be able to do more with Market Analyzer and be able to monitor all of these at the same place would be really phenomenal.
Gotcha. Okay. You know, certainly as an executive, I've got the ear of the development team. So let me find out who the right person would be. Do you mind if I have them follow up with you directly so that you can really explain this in detail?
No, not at all.
And then I'll make sure that I get some sort of expectation if that's it's going to be coming out soon, it's going to be something that is going to take more time, just so you have a clear idea of, we expect it to be done in this time frame, rather than it being a kind of a black hole of development ideas. I think we can set a good expectation of how long it might take to get that into the platform.
Okay, that would be great. We would be eternally grateful for that addition.
Sure. You know, a lot of the development team right now obviously is focused on the release of Ninja 8, but that should be done very soon. I would say beta in the next month, and then out of beta 2 months later, and then the focus will really be on additional functionalities. So I not as a tech guy, I'm unable to say whether or not that's an easy thing to add or not, but certainly they can communicate that to me.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an easy thing. I don't think it would be in the version 8 from my conversations with them. But even if we just had the possibility of it coming out in the future, we would all be ecstatic.
Okay. The other thing is one of the key points of Ninja 8 that is really exciting is the ability to build inside NinjaTrader, and so it's even possible that one of your members may create this on their own, even, or create a new window that accomplishes the same thing. We as an executive team are really excited about the next couple of years, because the development cycle doesn't just change at the snap of a finger, but it's something that over time, over the course of a couple of years, we're going to see such interesting development within NinjaTrader by partners, not necessarily just the NinjaTrader team, because of the flexibility that this platform, Ninja 8, will provide. So,
I'm extremely excited about NinjaTrader 8. I want to be one of the beta testers for it.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's going to be phenomenal. I really do.
Let me see. So it looks like those questions are all related to...
I think that
like all the questions are related to the analyzer. So
yeah.
I'll make sure I follow up on that, because if it's something that really would change things dramatically for your group, it's something we want to address.
But the other question is, one person wanted to know if the fees are per month or per year for the data fees, the new ones that are coming out.
Yeah, those CME data fees are per month.
Okay. And do you offer direct price and order feed for European customers on the Eurex?
We don't. We use the same CQG connectivity for European customers. They do have the ability to change things if necessary for a European customer to connect to specific servers. For the person who asked that question, if you email brokerage support, I'll type this in, brokerage support at ninjatrader.com. Reference Elliot on your question when you email broker support. I don't know the details, but I can certainly make sure that we get a detailed response of how that will work for European customers that want to connect to a specific server. I know CQG has the ability to do that, but if you want to email us, I'll make sure we get you a complete response.
Okay, and where can they find the pro and non-pro qualifications?
Let's see. This is the link I just provided is from the CME group, and they have put out additional information, non-professional policy. I'm going to give you one more link because they do have here's one more link. So these are the official releases by CME Group, and I encourage you, if you read this and you can know with 100% certainty that you are a non-pro, more power to you. It's very hard to read. It's a written these fees are for the general public, but they're not, or it's not written for the general public. It's pretty annoying, actually. If you think at all that you might qualify as a pro, just email us at brokerage support. We'll help you understand the dynamics of your specific account and your specific situation. As I mentioned, we expect about 1% of our customers to be pro users. It's really a very small percentage, but if you think that you might qualify, there was some talk at the beginning when they announced these that any LLC would be qualifies as a pro. That is certainly not the case anymore. They got a lot of pushback from the brokers because there are a lot of customers that set up single or two-person LLCs just for the sake of tax reasons and other personal reasons. Doesn't mean that they would be tagged as a pro. So now at this point, most of those are going to qualify as non-pro as well. It really comes down to, are you a CTA? Are you licensed? For example, I would be considered a pro, obviously. A CTA would be considered a pro. But for the general public, nearly everybody will be considered non-pro.
And I think there's one other question. Any plans for India?
We do open accounts from India. If you're talking about the exchange there, we do plan to expand the exchange offering. We aren't set on what exchanges we'll be offering, but we do have plans to expand to some exchanges in Asia in early 2015. Besides that, we aren't planning on opening up a brokerage office or anything like that in India.
And how much is it to open up an account, Elliot?
We have a minimum account size of $1,000.
Okay.
I do see a question, if you own a seat, then you're considered a pro. That is not necessarily the case. It will be for most customers. If you own a seat, you'll be considered a pro, which again is mind-boggling that if you have a seat, you've made a commitment, you own a seat from the CME, and they're going to charge you higher fees than the general public. It seems to be counterintuitive, but it is not set in stone, I don't believe. For if you own a seat, you're considered a pro. If you own a seat, you are likely to qualify as a pro, but again, I would suggest you email us, let us talk you through to see what can be done to keep you as a non-pro. Well, Gail, thank you again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just send your any emails to brokerage support at ninjatrader.com. Brokerage support at ninjatrader.com. You can reference my name. What they'll do is the support team will see that you reference me, and they'll come charging in my office, making sure that we get the right answer to you. So the fees are definitely confusing. I mean, for some of the questions that we've received, I actually will call my contact at the exchange to get a firm answer from them, because as I mentioned, reading some of these policy updates from CME Group, they're very confusing, and again, luckily most clients will fall into the category of non-pro, but for those that are concerned about possibly falling into the pro status, we want to make sure we get them qualified answers.
And for everybody, if you want to, I'll have this video up on the website later today, so you can go back and review it as well. Well, I would like to thank Elliot for coming in the room this morning. I think we had a very, very productive discussion with Elliot. I think it was a great discussion, and I'm, for one, looking forward to NinjaTrader 8.
Absolutely, and thank you for inviting me back to present to the group. Thank you everybody for letting me interrupt your trading Wednesday. I'll let you guys focus back on the markets, but if you have any questions about NinjaTrader brokerage services, you'll see on the top right corner of the website is there's a link for contact support. There's a phone number. Yeah, definitely hope you've seen the value proposition that we're offering customers, and we look forward to servicing your account.
All right. Well, thank you, Elliot. All right, guys. I wanted to show you, because I was still watching it as Elliot was talking. If you notice, they remember earlier I said they should come back and test that low, and they did come back and test that low. When they tested that low, they actually formed what's called a Wyckoff spring, and as you can see, it did go up from there. The problem was that buyers did not step in. Do y'all see that? You had buy-in here, and then sellers came back in and took control again. That meant that it would go back down and make a new low. What is my website, Stu? It's www.tradershelpdesk.com, and we also have a blog, which is blog.tradershelpdesk.com. Okay, we have a lot of information on the blog. We have videos, articles, everything, and then of course our main site is tradershelpdesk.com too. But I think this is very important, because a lot of people think, oh, when I see a Wyckoff spring, the market's definitely going to go up. No, it will not, because what has to happen for that market to go up? Buyers have to come in, and they have to be strong, okay? This is not buyers stepping in and taking control of a market. In fact, buyers came in on this bar, and sellers knocked them back down on this bar. Do y'all see that? And that's the reason that I tell you it is the test result that matters when you're in trading, okay? And this is what I look for, okay? If I'm expecting this to go up, let's say this happened on a 45-minute, and I'm expecting this to go up, well, I need for buyers to come in, okay? In this case, buyers did not come in, so you would get a new low. Does everyone understand that? Do the sellers turn into buyers? Probably at some point in this case, no. The sellers actually took control, and not the buyers. And you would need the buyers to take control soon. For that to spring up, to turn this market, you need the buyers to take control. They were unable to do that. Okay? Very substantial, because it means you're going to get a new low. All right, any other questions today? I will have the video up later today. I have to render it and convert it and all that great stuff. All right, if there's no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and